Hello everyone! Whoa! That was cool! Hello everyone! Hello everyone! Hello everyone! What is going on? Oh jeez, beacons! Beacons, am I right? Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft! We're standing in a location that you may not recognise, probably only if you watch just my videos, right? If you watch some of the other hermits, you may notice some things going on in and around here in the background. Look at this build right here though. Gorgeous use of red nether brick. You remember how I used a tiny teeny bit over at the pillager temple church, altar, whatever we're calling that thing? Cathedral? I used a tiny bit of it and then built an absolutely massive netherwart farm, as the recap team pointed out. I need an excuse to build something like this somewhere and take advantage of these red bricks because they are gorgeous. And the gorgeous build that we are standing in right now is none other than Mr. Rendiggity Dogs. And I've come over here to check out that banner, but before we talk about that, let's take a moment to appreciate this gorgeous build. If you haven't seen what Ren's been doing with his episodes lately, you are missing out on a treat. Ren has created a character that lives in this area, and his episodes at the moment are just absolutely amazing. So go and check him out, of course. Anyway, like I said, the reason that we came over here was to check out this banner. So we did a Hermitcraft livestream day recently, and it started off with Joe Hills creating this banner. We usually have a torch that we pass around, and this one, as you can see, it's named Add One Die to Me. So I added in a purple globe since we got the globe thing a while back. What is the globe thing? I'm gonna open this and find out. Globe pattern. It's just called a pattern now, isn't it? So we used that, and then the other hermits came in and added more to it, and it ended up looking really cool. This is a very nice banner design. That should be a tradition to create a custom one each and every time. Well, anyway, we're not going to be here for too much longer because I'm going to go work on a different project this episode. I've been preparing materials for it though, so I've been getting together a bunch of white concrete. I've been using my auto clicker for creating content, and when I came back, look at this pick right here. Very nearly destroyed. How lucky am I? I'd have been in a rotten mood if I'd have accidentally destroyed my pick when that could have been easily avoided. So I'm going to take a trip over to the gold farm, get all repaired up, and prepare for today's episode. Now while I do that, let's just jump in with a little mini time lapse over here. I am looking for any excuse to use the replay mod at the moment. This was actually something we did during the live stream, so I was hanging out with the peeps and chatting while all of this building right here was going on. If it looks a little bit strange, we're basically creating a crossing like the one that we did in the Concorp Studios area to go across this road. And that road in question is the one that goes through the modern area. Right now though, we're in the sort of futuristic zone with the architect's building at the back there. And out in front of me we'll see the modern district with these roads, and I had to shift one around before building this crossing because in this episode, I'm guessing the title probably gives it away, right? We're building a HRN station, and I've got a really fantastic design that's very much inspired by the shapes and the block palettes in this area around here. So what we're going to build will definitely fit in, and speaking of fitting in, I have managed to fit into the ground. How far can I move around like this? Just a little bit? Oh, hi. Hello. Isn't it weird how my head doesn't seem to move further down? Huh. Minecraft bugs. I mean, we keep finding them in this update, right? Yeah, so this is the crossing, and I had to shuffle this road around because I need to move the station. You can see there was a plan for one right here, and I spoke to Ren, and he said that no one's taking the station. I can build something here if I need to do. And so I'm going to tear out all of these materials and we're going to move it over a little bit so it's in line with the tracks that we've got here. Pro tip, my friends, when you're making Minecraft videos and presenting things to your audience, be sure to pick out blocks that contrast the background so they're nice and easy to spot. Check out these grass blocks right here. Man, they just instantly blend into the surrounding environment, but you can kind of make it out, right? That is our framework right here. 25 by 25 blocks. That's the size of the station that we're going to build. And you'll notice some glass here and there, over here and over there as well. So we've got an orange line coming in from this side that needs to be adjusted and moved to go through that entrance, and then it comes out on the other side. And the green one coming in from here we'll need to wiggle through this tiny bit of space and then go across in that direction. Now if it continues as the green line outwards, I'm not sure, but the idea is that there'll be a track going through here, and somewhere in this area there's going to be another station that divides up to Stress Monsters area and then goes through Python's glorious quartz buildings over here and down into Tower Bay. So now the foundation has been put into place, and I'm looking at it and I'm realizing that there is so much more to this project than just the station itself. Once you put a building into the environment around it needs to adapt as well. So now I'm looking at this space and thinking, we need to make a path that comes across here. We'll probably want to put trees around this build, but most obviously is the height difference over on this side. We're going to end up doing some form of landscaping over here because it is floating way above the ground, which is going to be problematic. But before we get too deep into this build anyway, what I first want to do is connect each of the lines coming from either side. So for those of you that are observant, you would have seen the foundation here has expanded. You can see more of the floor for this building, and it's in the middle there, that space where the junction is going to be with the redstone that's been designed by Iskall. So people coming in and out of the station can go to different destinations. Now over on this side, you'll notice how our HRN line just kind of ends here, yet the glass continues. What I've been thinking is that because it comes so close to this area and we've got to squeeze it in, I think we should have a platform here that goes across to the other side. So what we're going to do is have our sort of cautionary black and yellow going across like this. I guess that means I'm going to have to miss the glass, right? I'm going to have to remove it because, you know, people are going to walk through here is the general idea. So then on the opposite side we can have a little bit of an expansion over here. And then there'll be a path eventually coming through that links up to this point. Now the way I want to kind of signify the entrances is by having a little bit of quartz just to step up onto the platform. So we sort of extended it over on this side, and there'll actually be a wall here eventually, and you can kind of walk into it. Now this one is actually going to have a wall going all the way across, so there's going to be no entrance on that side. And I'm going to do the same thing over here just because this has got its wall against the back of the other building, so there's no need for an entrance there, but we're going to have two on this side. So once again I'll put in the quartz and I'll expand this path out so it sort of fills in the surrounding space, as well as maybe dropping in some grass, some lawn, maybe some flower pots as well, and I think I'll expand it around the side so this one can also have an entrance. And then we got like a variety of ways to get to this building. Now when it comes to this side over here, clearly we're going to have some sort of terraforming going on, so I'm going to rip this one out, and then for a little bit of a challenge I'm actually going to leave this one in and eventually we'll come back to it. And that didn't really make a lot of sense because there's the river below and it doesn't really line up with anything, so actually the stairs are going to be on this side over here leading down to that path. And when it comes to landscaping and whatnot, I think we can actually get away with mostly having this quite blocky like so, but once we've got the building on top, then we'll really be able to know for sure. But you can see here that I've been extending things down the side and actually filling in all of this down here, which I've got a feeling will probably get ripped back out again when Iskall comes in here to do the redstone. But I don't mind doing it like that. It just means it's all neat and tidy. I don't have to worry about torches and mobs down there and that kind of stuff. All filled in now, looking much cleaner and a lot nicer to work with, and we're ready to start doing the building. You know, this was just the foundation. It's the building that's going to look interesting. And earlier in this episode, I showed you a shulker box for the white concrete, and we've hardly used any of it so far. Well, now we will start to use it. However, the first thing that I'm going to build is the walls for this, which are actually going to be built out of this darker shade of grey. And it's quite a chromatic build so far. We will throw some colour in at some point. But anyway, this is going to be the entrance right here. It lines up with those stair blocks that we put in already. So where there are other stair blocks, we're going to have the same sort of pattern or design or whatever you want to call it emerge, right? So this is our walkway through, and we're going to have quite a tall building over here, as you will see all the blocks that I'm placing. Then in this spot, what I want to do is add a window, and we're going to use this light grey stained glass elsewhere around the building as well. So when we don't have an entrance on the side, this is the panel that we're going to bring in for this space right here. Now I can start to use the white concrete next, because we're going to pull it all the way up to the top of this, and then it's going to act like a ridge going across to this side and over to this corner. Now from this point, what we're going to do is pull out the front a little bit, and we're going to create a big ledge that sort of extends over the blocks we place down below, kind of like a little bit of a shelter going on here. So I'm going to bring it out one block to the side, and then we're going to wrap this concrete around this new line here. It's going to come into this space as well. And then we're going to put 3 sea lanterns in here for lighting. So let's space them out. 1, 2, and 3. Yep, for a second there I thought we had an even distance. And both on top and below, we're going to cover them up with iron trapdoors, which help it mix in with the white material that we're using here. Oh, jumping noises. They always help you place blocks, don't they? Now that is looking pretty big and grand so far. We're actually going to do the same thing going around that side. And there it is. You can see that this station is starting to get a little bit large in size. It's going to look good next to this building, but it will be taller, but not by that much, because we're going to go up a little bit more around the sides and eventually go up quite high actually in the middle. But the bulk of the structure is going to look very similar. So let's come over here and start to extend this upwards like so. And we're going to create this shape on the corner, and that's going to help me figure out exactly where I want to put these next blocks. So there are 2 lines coming in here. We've got the orange and the lime line, and so what we'll do is throw in these colours to represent that. And you'll be able to see it just up the top here. However, it's a little bit of a lip hidden back a little bit, because we're going to put the concrete like this, and I'm just wondering, can we actually see this nice and easy from down below? So let's drop down here. No, really, you can't see the colour from there, so I probably need to rethink that part of this. I don't mind that, but this is trying to remain monochromatic, and up there the colour is framed a little bit more, so maybe what we should do is get up there and raise it an extra block. Yeah, that works. That's 10 times better. That's the way we're going to go. So it's not often that we spend an episode entirely focused on one project, but that's probably going to happen with this one, because there's still a ways to go, and the best is really yet to come. Now, since that mini time-lapse, I have gone and just sort of tidied up these inside bits, and you can see that it's got a very open feel here, and that's really what I wanted to go for. However, we've got to tie up some of these outside areas, as is a bit too open from that side. So what we'll do is drag this across and then try and close it up by using some glass, and I think that this right here might just be a little bit too dull. Let's place a couple more panes. I was thinking about putting them through the middle as well, but yeah, kind of slim, something like that. And then there's more to do up the top as well. You see, looking a little bit cleaner and closed in now, isn't it? Even though the interior is all open. I've also messed around with the different glass colours and thought about maybe even doing this, but I think it's a bit much. We kind of want to keep the chromatic effect of the build going, and everything up there is just really clean. But there are two things. We need an inside down here, a ceiling somewhere at that level, and then up the top here we also need to sort this roof out. As you can see, it is currently just empty. So I've filled them up with blocks and with lights with trapdoors on top. These are slabs in between, and down there is the roof of the floor below. So it's a good thing we actually got the sea lanterns kind of pointing into that area, as we've just created some dark boxes up the top here. And I always like it when this happens. The very last block we need to place, and it's my very last quartz slab. I don't need to craft any more for that. Down the bottom here then, let's check out the roof. It's black concrete, so very dark, doesn't really draw your attention up there. We're keeping the attention focused on the middle of the room, and I've just thrown in some tracks to kind of show you what it's going to feel like. Of course, there's going to be buttons and stuff to control all of this, and I've also extended the different lines into the room a little bit. Now, as the sun goes down, I actually realised that there's no lighting in here whatsoever, is there? There are lights down there now somewhere. I can see a few hidden under those trapdoors again. And over here we are preparing to build the final part, the showpiece of this entire station, that which is going to draw your eyes to it. It's going to be a giant sign saying HRN, and it starts right here. So here we go, finishing touch to this building. I want to make use of this scaffolding. I like the way we can just lean it out to the side and then go upwards. This should be really simple. I've got some smooth quartz. I've also made the smooth quartz slab and stairs. Of course, those are new blocks in this update. They're not like the old ones. So we're going to go with the classic 3 wide and I say 5 high, but it's like 2.5. I think of it in slabs because we use slabs a lot. So there's our H, which is the wrong letter. This is supposed to start with N, and N will require me to jump in here and place the stairs facing that direction. Now, N is probably the toughest letter of them all, and that's about the best that I can do. It's actually a little bit distorted on the camera account, isn't it? The next one will be R, which isn't as bad, but it's not the nicest looking. Well, actually, it's really not too bad at all. There you go, we've got the letter R, and now for N, H, which we've already done. So, slabs at the top. And one across the middle. Let's get this scaffolding out of the way. There it is. The HRN. Beautiful. We just got to build that on all sides now. And here it is, the finished product. You can see that I've added in some bushes around the entrances. The windows and the entrances have different designs. And what else is there to comment on? I guess around on this side. Whoa, that lightning strike almost hit me over there. There's a bunch of like overgrown bushes through this area which look really cool. And I'll come back here and of course put more details in and around the area in the future. But that is the building finished for now. So I'm thinking while it's thundering, why don't I take advantage of this and try and get myself a charged creeper. It's not often that I do this. There we go, we've got one. And now I've got to think about what type of skull do I want, right? I think I'm going to go for a zombie one. I haven't got a zombie skull before, so I need to get the skeleton out of the way. So I thought it would be a good idea to put this armor on, and now I've got to lure you in this direction. We've got a couple of zombies nearby. You know, maybe capturing multiple zombies in an area together would have been a smart idea. Now here you can see we're kind of away from anyone's build. This would be the perfect spot, wouldn't it? Step back. Oh yeah, it's got to kill them. I got to bring their health down first. Oh wow, I've just made a massive blast crater. Okay, that was our first attempt. We've got another one over here. Yes, nice strike. Oh, but you're not out in the open. Right, so we've got to get this creeper out in the open first. Come on, dude. Why is Wells's house missing a window? I don't know. Come on, dude. This guy's going to get me in a world of trouble if it explodes. Right, maybe I should soften up these zombies as well. There we go. Now you guys have surely got to be one hit kill. Okay, so do that. Yes. Then get them down into our blast crater area. Okay, I'm going to drop down here. Alright, are we doing it? Are we doing this? We're doing this! Yes! I got a zombie head. Shouldn't I surely have got 2 then? Where's the other one? Okay, you're not allowed to blow up here. Let's make that clear. Come on, dude, you got to follow me. Oh, it's the rails. Look, the rails are confusing it. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So I can lure you out this way. But then I got to lure you around the long way, I guess. Oh, it's going to take a while. Now I've got an idea, okay? This one over here, let's soften it up. Ah, jeez! Killed it one time. Okay, okay. Right, they're both here. That's not what we want. Ah, the wrong one blew up. Whoa. The wrong one blew up first. Oh man, this stuff is tricky. Okay, there we go. I've softened the one up over there. So, we'll lure them both down to the pit again and hope for the best. This is going to be so tricky. Alright, come on. Little guy getting in the way. This is bad news. Got to get that sucker. Oh no, we brought a whole army. We just want the creeper. That's all we want. Okay, let's wiggle around here. I think we're just going to have to hope for the best. Come on, you're closest. Yes, yes, here we go, here we go. Whoa, 3 hearts, and it kind of looks like we got a zombie head, did I see? I think we got a zombie head. Okay, I've got one, and I've got one over here. And there's not many other mobs in the area. Except there's now a drowned. Right, you need to notice me. Yeah, okay, now I need to kill this drowned. Okay, that's been taken care of. Alright, this is looking promising. Come on. Dude, where are you? Right. One of them needs softening up. Yes, it worked! It worked! I didn't soften it up, but there we go. Creeper head. Why would... The lag freaked me out for a second there. Sweet! I got myself a creeper head! Nice! Very nice. Uh-oh. Okay, there it is! There it is! Not uh-oh! You blow up first! Did it work again? I think the wrong one blew up that time. Ah, that was so close to going right. This is kind of awkward. This is very awkward. I'm just gonna slowly back away from here right now. How are we going to deal with you then? Hey, how are we going? That'll do. you can hang out down there, buddy. I don't want your bad omen effect. Well, you can see where the damage was done, and I always like to tidy up any creeper holes and whatnot, but obviously this now kind of looks a little bit drab compared to the natural grass around it. However, we'll probably be decorating all of this area to some extent and making this little plot here feel kind of natural, as we're going to have a HRN line going through it and some steps down over there to the path at the bottom as well. Those are some of my plans for this area, and this project will continue, but for now we have built a HRN station. So I want you to go down to the comment and let me know what you think about this build. I'd love to hear your feedback, and while you're down there, leave a like as well. It supports the channel. I always thank you for doing that, and make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed and you want to catch more Hermitcraft episodes. That's it from me. Thank you for watching, peeps. I'll see you later. Bye bye.